Okay, welcome everybody. We're going to try something a little bit different today. Paul Reynolds, aka Caridra, has recorded this previously and sent it to me, so I'm going to do a bit of a time warp magic. So I've sped this video up for the recording, and we're going to go through the three formats and at a slightly faster pace. So we're underway here. I'll just get this going. This is standard first up. It looks like Marcus at the top of the screen is on the play, and Paul's going to be on Naya Dinosaurs. Because Paul recorded this, the only hand I can see is his one, as he's up against a basic mountain, blue-white. So it's either going to be an approach deck or the cycling deck. You can see the ramp here. It reveals the Regisaur Alpha, so you can play another land tapped, and he'll pass the turn. He's up to 3. Devoted Druid again. Drover of the Mighty will come down next, I'm guessing. He does have the option of the Ripjaw Raptor as well. Just a Field of Ruins there. Yeah, he's going to go for the Drover just for more more ramp. And here's a Commune with the Dinosaurs. This is basically like Commune of the Gods was for the enchantments, but this one lets him look at 5 cards. You can pick a dinosaur out of it. He takes a second Ripjaw Raptor and passes the turn. Markus Dee is either going to be ramping, or he's either ramping to 7, or he's going to be playing the cycling deck. He hasn't done anything here, so he hasn't cycled any cards at this stage, so I'm guessing he's on straight blue-white approach. The problem he has here is, as a Regisaur is going to come down and give a 3/3 with it that has haste. The problem he has here is that the doesn't have that second white source, so he can't represent Settled Wreckage, and at this stage doesn't have Fumigate. He'll play Glimmer of Genius at the end, so this is going to help fix the draw a little bit. Looks like he's on straight blue-white approach. Again, the 5th land is a blue, so he doesn't have the second white, and Paul can really go for the throat here. He's got a Carnage Tyrant that can't be countered. 7, 11... 17 coming, that's lethal coming across, so we'll see if Marcus has got a response to this. Otherwise this is just straight up dead. Is there a response on the other side of the table? Okay, looks like Paul misclicked. He could have attacked there. So because it's lethal, if Marcus didn't have a response, kind of the gentleman's thing to do there would be to concede. He's going to cycle a Censor because the game was lost. You can see here he's found the second white source. He's not obligated to concede there, we just recommend that. But that Fumigate's put him back up to 18 and cleared the board. But you can see Paul's got plenty of dinosaurs in hand, 2, 4, 6, 7, but approach is online now if he has it. Gelter will be handy here, but he's going to go for the Ripjaw Raptor play instead. That's going to be get an Essence Scatter. So it looks like he's on a hard control. 7 damage coming across here. And he settles online now with 2 whites. So Paul's going to get the ramp, but it looks like the Marcus is starting to stabilize the board. A 3rd Field of Ruin. So here's a search for Scanter. It looks like he just kept a poor hand to start with. Another Disallow, so he's really stabilizing here now. 3 cards in hand. But Paul's starting to run out of gas. And I think if we see a lot of dinosaurs, he's going to cycle a land there. Marcus' turn on the upkeep. He's got 9 cards in hand in graveyard, so he can flip search for a Skunter, which he does. Plays out a second search for a Skunter, so I think he's just in the market now for his win cons. Gonna play out a Ripjaw Raptor here. Let's see if this gets a response. It does. It gets a Disallow. Marcus knew about that one. So he's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 10. He's short of playing Gelter. No plays on the other side, so we'll see what Markus is going to play here. Just a swing, but only 13. Activate search. This will really tell us what he's on when we see. Surely approach is coming up. Oh, he's got a cast out, so he's got an answer for Gelter. And it looks like he's well in control now. A bit of deck thinning there. And again, he just passes the turn just about. Now he can hard cast Gelter, but we know Markus has got an answer for that. He revealed the cast out before. He's going to use a Supreme Will here, so Paul completely out of gas. Markus still at a pretty healthy 12. Activate search for a Skanta. Still can't find the win con. Finds a disallow, so he's got an answer to Paul's next threat. Again, land flooding big time here. The 1-2 beatdowns are not going to do it. Activates again. Again, can't find it. Only settled the wreckage. So we know a disallow and a settled the wreckage in hand. So it's pretty hopeless from the other side of the board here. I mean, it's pretty hopeless for Paul. Markus has got this one wrapped up now. He can cycle this one. Yep. Finds a commune with Dinosaurs. Carnage Tyrant can't be countered, so he does know about the settle the wreckage. So does he use it here? He does, yep. Plenty of deck thinning, so it's all going to be threats coming down now. Again, activate search. What can he find? There it is there, so he's found the approach. Search digs 4 deep, so he's got about 2 Paul's got 2 turns to win this one. As he can play it out, and he still keeps disallow. And a search for a Skanta activation. So Paul really has to draw out the disallow here, but unfortunately he can't. And I believe activate search for a Skanta would almost be enough. He can actually activate in his upkeep to find it as well. So Markus is going to take game 1 here. Finds a Supreme Will. We'll see if he does it in his upkeep. Even Supreme Will to dig for it will get there as well. Put a card in the grave from search for Skanta. He just chooses to pass. Drover of the Mighty. Paul largely out of gas here. You can look at Markus on 17 life. That misclick where he clicked through and didn't attack, it was massive. He had lethal on board then. Finds a second approach, and that's the concession. So it goes to sideboard, so we just skip forward a bit to the next game.
Your game has...
So here, this is game 2 now, after Markus took game 1. Ronus the Indomitable. This is a bit of unusual in the dinosaur deck, but not bad tech. So 6 cards in hand. You can see 2 essence scatters down the drain here. He tapped. Oh, okay. Yep. 2, 4. So you can play out the Carnage Tyrant next turn. This red green dinosaurs is becoming a popular deck in the league, but it's as a search for a scanner comes down. It's one of those decks that it's very popular, but unfortunately at this stage, blue-white just has so many answers for it because it has access to 4 settled wreckage plus a number of fumigates. Search for a Skanta activation. He's up to 2, 4, 5. So his fumigate's online if he's got it. I don't know if he knows about Gelter. Well, Odapet could have given a creature haste there. He chose not to use it. So there's lethal on board next turn. Does he run out of Death Gorge Scavenger here? He does. I think that was not necessary if there's a Fumigate on the other side. Okay, so he's got a Torrential Gearhulk that's going to chump block. That's going to chump block the Carnage Tyrant. But Gelter can actually do the finishing touches if it's required. Passes a turn with 2, 4, 6 mana up. Does he have the mana for the approach? If he plays approach here, then the shields are down for Gelter. I think we might see Fumigate. No, he's going to pass. Communes with Dinosaurs. Thrashing Brontodon can actually take down the Search for Skanta. Does this bring it? 2, 4, 6, 7. He can disallow and still hold up. Yeah, does he play into... I don't think all attack. He doesn't need to all attack here. Yeah, this is playing into Settle the Wreckage big time. That's going to wipe his board. And now he's out of gas. You can see he's miles away, and that's going to bring the concession. So now we'll just 2 games to 0 to Markus Dee. We're going to jump into Modern. So Paul on the bottom of the screen, you can see the. You can see the. Just slow this down a touch to 2.7. Seems to be the good one. You can see Paul at the bottom of the screen is on turns. At the top, Markus has just played a swamp, so we're not really sure what he's got yet. Prairie Stream, don't see that too often in Modern. Okay, so he's 8 rack versus turns. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm not too familiar with either of these decks. 2 racks, so this is going to be very interesting. He's going to have to start picking the hand apart here, but he can't because silence is going to mean he can't play any cards. So does he want to silence this time or play Dictator Crewfix? This is going to be actually a terrible matchup for Markus because Paul's whole deck is designed around drawing multiple cards a turn, so I don't see how the black player Markus is going to win this one. It's going to be very tough. Plays a Collective Brutality, so that's going to get something out of the hand. I think it has to be one of the turn cards here. Well, he's played Dictate in Response. He can't actually take that because that's an enchantment. But it's either a counter spell or 2 turns, and he's taken a counter spell. Well, he is still 3 turns away from playing it, and now he can go to work. But you can see there's the Howling Mine, so this is going to be a painful one for Markus. On the other side is completely out of cards and drawing two extra cards a turn. Again, Smallpox. That's a good card here, but I think he's just always up against it. The racks do present a clock. He'll Serum Visions to find something. Geiger Drouse is like buying a turn, but you can see he's got 4 cards in hand, so he's at 10 life. 3 racks now. Okay, Markus just needs to draw something to get cards out of hand. You can see he's an exhaustion, but currently not tapped out. What's going on? I believe he's trying to play a land, but it's not working. Or is he deciding what land to play? Markus has done a pretty good job of keeping him off the lands that would allow him to play the extra turns here. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like we've got an issue with Okay, so he decides on a polluted delta now. He's probably looking for white so that he can silence on the next turn, on the upkeep. Yep, and so he silenced Markus Dee, so Markus can't play any cards. He'll draw 2 more, and 2, 4, 5. He's going to go up to 8 cards himself, and he can actually play Time Warp. So, yep, he's going to be able to hit the land drops that's required here. Radiant Fountain's going to get him some life. No, he's a turn short of playing Time Warp. He is giving Markus plenty of other cards though. He's down at 9 life, but I think there's just too much going on here. You can see Thoughtseize from Markus. It's going to probably take the Time Warp. Yeah, it takes the Time Warp. But with 6 cards in hand, another 3 coming. Oh, he's played out his 4th rack. And a Shrieking Affliction. All these cards are just instant death. If only he could somehow get pulled down on cards, but it's just not going to happen. And his Dictator Crufix is going to enable him to actually draw another card. Plays Exhaustion. I think a bit of a waste. I would have played the Dictator Crufix there because Markus's deck can run perfectly fine on 3 lands. 4 racks and a Shrieking Affliction. And again, he Thoughtseizes, so he's going to get another. What does he take here? He's got to take the turn cards, but he needs some sort of a win con. This is really horrendous to watch because Inquisition's going to take Dictate. I just don't see how Markus can possibly win this matchup. Okay, so now Raven's Crime going to take a land, but you see here there's 3 more cards coming, so he's going to go back up to 6. Howling Mine, the rack is going to do 4 damage here, drop him to 4. Oh, actually no, it's 3 minus, so he was just... And all the cards come back. So now he can start taking extra turns. Exhaustion here is going to buy him another turn. Oh, he's going to go for Time Walk instead. Okay, yep. Draw 3 more cards here. The rack does nothing. 3 more cards on the way. Yeah, so Markus got standard to this is the game 1 of Modern. I'm going to call it early and say I think Paul's going to take Modern 2 games to 0, so we'll go to Legacy. This is just one of the... I think this matchup is just borderline unwinnable for Markus. Plays out a Part the Water Veil, gets an extra turn, gets a 6/6. He's got a, you can see a Temporal Mastery, a Time Warp, so he's got 2 more extra turns, and that will get the job done here. So many cards. Yep, and brings in the ley lines for the matchup. Just skipping forward. He's got a ley line in hand. I think that'll probably almost bring a concession immediately because it can't get the cards that he wants out. And that just makes it even worse. Yeah, and Markus is going to concede. So Paul takes Modern 2 games to 0. As we skip across now to Legacy, we'll just get some speed going.